Okay. We're good? Are we good?
Let me listen.
I'd like to call to order Mayor and Town Council special meeting for March 24th, 2026 at the Worcester County Government Center, boardroom, room 1102. And it is 5 p.m. Let's take a look at the agenda. And we have the presentation of the annual State of the Town report by Mayor Simpson. And this is on your screen. And the first slide has, and I truly believe in this, an organization, no matter how well designed, is only as good as the people who live and work in it. And this is the founder, Visa, said this, which has been a very successful organization, and the CEO, Dee Hock. So what I'd like to do is to tell you all the wonderful things that the staff has done for the town. And these are highlights. These don't cover everything they do every day in their daily routines. But I'd like to start with the finance department. And the finance department, as we know, we have Melissa Kempfer, we have Lunell Hampstead, and we have Teron Lewis. And the director, the manager, of course, is Lunell. And they are an amazing team. And members are here this evening. And one of the highlights for 2025 is that we have had a clean audit report. And this is the highest level of assurance of a town's financials. We have accounts payable and accounts receivable, and they do an amazing job. And of course, we have our treasurer on our council who, with me, and sometimes Councilperson Lumpkins, sign checks and make sure that everything is paid on time. And a couple other things about the finance department. They also have had an audit of federal funds this year. And the town was compliant with all major federal awards and spending, which this includes the ARPA money we got during COVID. And we have a new, I don't know whether you guys knew all of this, but we have a new, I have copies of this if you want it. We have a new meter reading software. And so this ensures accuracy for all residents with utility usage and billing now. And this has been a major adjustment, and we have other upgraded ideas, ones for the water tower coming down the pipe, where we would not need the guys out there reading, that it would automatically send that to our office. And also the finance team has worked on comprehensive financial reporting to assist all of us, the whole administration, the elected officials, making very, very important decisions for the town. And that's a picture of the new water meter. Okay. I also like to talk about the grants department. And for the past year, I don't know whether you've seen this before, but this is a list of all of the grants that have been awarded. And Paul Bissett, who's the grants administrator, has managed over $3.5 million in this in his grants administration of the town. And you can see the amount of money and the names of the grants. Bank Street the comprehensive plan when we got our consultant for $50,000. Police protection, cameras, training, and then Sturgis restrooms, which will be starting building in not too long. And then the big projects you have at the bottom, you know, the Project Restore, we're getting the Depreciation's bookstore, which was over $178,000. Still working on Bank Street, heated restrooms, and the last one is new picnic tables, Sturgis and Bird Parks. Okay, economic development. As you know, we have a new economic development and Main Street manager, and Ms. Davis, and we have filed and achieved Main Street aspiring status. We had a site visit by Main Street, and they set up this program for us. It'll be 2 years in the making, hopefully, and we will be getting some grants and help with making Snow Hill, Main Street, downtown Snow Hill, better place to be. The vacant property registration ordinance is in full force now. We are sending out letters to all to make sure that our vacant properties are registered. We have had several new businesses. As you can see here, the Fika Coffee, the Haddington, the Capricio's Books, and the Gospel Shop, and we have some being renovated. I don't know whether you've heard of the Cypress River End being completely, I don't know if you've seen on Facebook that they have really torn up from the ceiling down to the flooring. And it's going to be a major difference. I didn't realize they were going to do a complete renovation, but it certainly looks like it in the pictures. And we have a renovation of the laundromat down on Commerce also. So there's a lot going on downtown. And go ahead. Communications department with Justin Odenhall. He's the co-chair of the Arts and Entertainment District, along with Jen Davis. So he spearheads the events. He's always running around, setting up things and making sure that everything is ready for our 23+ yearly events. And this includes First Friday, Cinema and Stars, Pet Parade, etc. The town website is impressive. I am not a techie myself, and when I can get on there now and find things very quickly, it's amazing. So we're very, very happy about that. He runs a successful Town of Snow Hill photography contest, and he's in charge of rentals, and he's in charge of PR for the town. Planning, zoning, and building, new code official, and actually Dan Brandewy has 2 jobs. He is the code officer and the planning, zoning, and building officer. And he is the staff member who acts as the lead staff for the comprehensive plan, which we are actively involved in. We're starting with the survey. That comes up next. I'll talk about that. So let's go to the next one. And he's the lead staff member for the Historic District Commission. As you can see here, this is the advertisement for the updating the comprehensive plan. And we need everyone to scan the QR code or get a hard copy, or it's the survey is available on the website also, correct? Yes. Yeah, that's where I did it. So, and we've completed the first community-wide rental registration program. Approximately 200 rental inspections have been completed. annexation of properties, bringing back the schools, the Colburn, area, 46.26 acres to the town. Over 2.7 million were reinvested back into the town based on permit activity. We've upgraded software applications, tracks and monitors, code enforcement, and we're working, Dan's working on a destination to become a Tree City USA town, and we're also developing a green committee. I think that's with economic vitality also. Okay. Public Works, Randy Garfield and his crew. In the next picture, we have a picture of all the guys. We finished Fresnel Street. We're very, very happy about that. And I think that the people who live on that street are elated that their have new water and sewer lines, and their curb and gutter have been repaired. Randy meets with the engineering firms. He's working on the Bank Street project. He and the guys help make sure this town is clean. All the festivals, Oyster Roast, Seafood, Blessings, they are out there helping to clean up and making sure everything runs smoothly. Paving projects at Ross Street, I think Walnut Street, and part of Bird Park this year. And next year we will have several other. He keeps a list of which streets need it the most in town, and he will be, with the new budget, he has it in his budget to pave more streets next year. We also put in the temporary speed bumps on Dighton and Maple, and I think the residents are very happy about that. And installed, of course, new water and sewer to businesses, and repairs water and sewer every week. I think he's repairing it. So the next picture is a picture of all the guys, and they work very hard. Right now, they're still picking up limbs from the last storm. And so people can still put out, and I know people are still working on their yards. I think some of them had to cut down. I've seen on Washington Street a whole backyard of all the trees being knocked down. It looks like a tornado went through them, but they are still, and they do the trash and the bulk pickup, so a multitude of things. Wastewater treatment plant, water and wastewater. We're receiving $1 million to replace the UV system and chemical pumping, and hopefully this will keep us from spending so much money on chemicals. And we are continuing to operate as a design meeting nutrient requirements with protecting the environment, and making sure that our water is always good for drinking. The Market Street sewer lining project is done. We have all the wells, all 3 wells working completely 100% functioning now. And we have an upcoming painting of the water tower. One thing I forgot, you don't have to go back, but, oh, okay, good, thanks. The corrective action plan, when we first started with Bobby Wilt as superintendent, we had the Department of the Environment come in and say that if you didn't do this, this, and this, we're going to start fining you, because the plant had so many problems. So when he came in, he took over, cleaned it up, made sure that we had parts for all of the wells and the functioning at the plant itself. And now we have a corrective action plan, and we're presently at 50% capacity, where we were almost 80% capacity before. And the action plan, if we follow it, we will not be fined. They have told us that they're doing such a tremendous job at the wastewater treatment plant that we will not be fined. And we could have been fined up to
10,000 a day.
10,000 a day there for a while. And there's Bobby. And the guys are still trying to get pictures of them, right?
Now it's gonna be a little harder.
Lily with Derek.
Yeah.
Derek had we were real sorry that there was an accident. But he's home and he's doing a little better. So the police, we have 7 full-time officers, 1 part-time. He has gotten a virtual reality range and use of force equipment. And that is in the police department, and the Pocomoke police department have come and used it. So it's available to other police departments in the area to use. We have a new modernized police headquarters at 424 West Market. We're very excited about that. And the guy said that their morale has come a long way because they all have their own offices, and it's clean and beautiful and has been renovated, that building, and they're very happy for it. I want to go to these are the amount of calls for service and initiated calls for service. But I'm going to show you a chart from one year to another and show you how those calls have decreased. We're continuing to be one of the safest cities in Maryland, and I'm sure in America also. And they maintain a 95% case closure rate, which is just wonderful. And the next, it can show you here that in 2024, they had 1,452 calls for service and 8,500 calls for initiated service. And now in 2025, those calls for service have gone down to 1,199, and the calls for initiated calls from 8,500 to 4,700. So this includes traffic stops, patrol checks, and premise checks. So that's a pretty exciting statistic. And we're starting again with the Julia A. Purnell Museum, a new executive director and assistant director, Tina Busco and Teron Lewis. And they've had 2 successful open houses. They are working on a history and highballs event, and this Friday they will have their second one, which is at Preston Reed's Honey Den House, and that has been a huge success. They are starting monthly local artist series with Sheila Cherry starting in April. They are having fresh paint and exhibit signage, 2 exhibitions planned for spring, summer, and they're also going to have artists area, Teron, where artists can bring in their work.
Yes.
And show them. Okay. They have a needlepoint and fiber arts classes for children and adults. They're developing a 5-year strategic plan. They're updating their bylaws. And this is a picture of Preston Reed's house. And they have this from 5 to 7 p.m. And there's one at the governor's house and also at Jan King's house later in the spring. They have 2 traveling trunks, and these trunks have all kinds of historic clothing and items, and they're all lots of fun for kids and very, very interesting. They have new collection management software, which will be accessible online. also. So they're starting up with making sure that all their collection is documented. And they had lost all that information. So they're going to have to start again, but they have that. And they are also a Blue Star Museum program. Their active duty military families can visit for free, and Return of Fiber Fest in September, which was always very well accepted and approved. And I wanted to go over some of my mayoral initiatives, ones that I'm working on and ones that are already in progress. One's the Mayor's Roundtable, which pictures some of the members here. And out of that has come the Citizens Academy, which tomorrow night we will be touring the firehouse and the police department. I've always wanted to make sure that youth are involved in municipal government. And so we have a student representative on the town council. And I also have been visiting local schools, 4th, 5th, and 8th graders to talk to them about their community and getting their feedback and input on what they think should be done. The new police headquarters location is one of the initiatives that has been completed. I'm trying to make sure we have stronger partnerships with downtown Snow Hill, county commissioners, and state officials in Annapolis. Also looking at Tidal Health Complex to include health providers and community housing. A town annex for town staff, office space, and boards and commissions meetings and conference rooms, looking at Route 12 and Bird Park flooding projects, and also looking at infill lots housing development. And for council, you have passed 21 ordinances this past year and 8 resolutions. I don't know whether you realized you had done that. When I just went to the State House, and we were in the House of Delegates and the Senate, and they were talking about they passed 100 ordinances or laws or bills this past year, and I thought, hey, we've done pretty good. We're almost at 30, so that's really good. So, and they included Purnell Street revitalization, fees and fines, updated like waters, wastewater, also police, mutual aid adoption, which the police chief initiated a need there, and Main Street support and annexation. And these are just, we'll take a look at. These are all the ordinance that are passed. And you guys, I'll give you a copy if you want a copy of these. So you can use them, and also a copy of all the resolutions. And thanks to Candace for looking those up and making the list. Thank you so much. Okay.
Mayor,
Yes.
can we get a copy of that slide?
Yes. I have the whole packets. When I finish, I'll give them to you. Okay. And these are upcoming events, History and Highballs, Friday night, March 27th. We have the Easter egg hunt. Got a lot going on this weekend. The 28th, which is 11 to 1, right,
Yes.
Justin? Capriccio's ribbon cutting is at 1. April 3rd is First Friday. May 1st is First Friday, and May 16th. Oh, we also have the oyster roast Sunday, which is 1 to 5. And we're asking about the tickets, aren't we, from the chamber?
Yes,
I'm just waiting to get them.
Waiting, because if anybody on council staff, I think they're looking at if they would like some tickets.
She's gonna send
Council.
over a certain amount.
She's going to send over a certain amount, and people can just sign up for that,
Yeah.
right? Okay, and May 16th, Saturdays at Sturgis Cinema Under the Stars. Do you know what the movie's going to be?
Probably the Goonies.
The Goonies?
Yeah.
Of course. So this is mostly for family.
Family, that's our big
Family.
family.
Okay, okay. So, you guys, you want a copy of these? Want a copy? Okay.
Should I? This question.
Okay, any questions? No? Okay. All right. Now get to the good work here. All right, so in front of you, you have the Snow Hill Mayor and Council budget workbook for fiscal year 27. And I want to talk a little bit before I just go over some highlights about the budget. And this narrative is the very first thing you have in your workbook. But this budget preparation started quite a while ago. I wanted to start it early, just so I learn more about the process. And we started January, February, with meeting with the finance department. Many hours were put into this. And so then we met with all the department heads and and I also have that in the narrative that they did a great job with their requests, and they spent quite a bit of time, and they all got to come in and express to all of us, finance department, town manager, and myself, what they felt their needs were. And I think they were very reasonable with their requests. And so then finance department took their information and went to work. Lunel and Tehran both got that information, and Tehran worked very hard on putting the budget together. So we came back and we met again with all the department heads and explained exactly what we had put down with the money we have for their departments from the next year. So in this narrative, I want to go over just kind of the highlights. There's a lot to this, but I think there are some points in here that just need to be given to you to start. And then you can read the narrative on your own. And tonight we're also going to pick some dates for your budget work sessions. So this is to the members of town council and citizens. In accordance with Chapter 44 of the Charter of the Town of Snow Hill, I'm pleased to submit a balanced mayor's proposed general operating water and sewer budget for fiscal year 2027. This includes all projected revenues and expenditures for the period July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. And as always, the budget process and resulting product present the hard work and diligence of the town staff and making use of financial information supplied by the state of Maryland, Worcester County, and the priorities and directions of the mayor. Also want to emphasize a tremendous amount of hours devoted by the finance manager Hampstead, accounts payable clerk Lewis, and the entire team in countless reviews and revisions of the budget proposal as we continue down a path of recovery and rebuilding of the foundation of our fiscal house. This budget represents all our best efforts to provide for daily needs of citizens of Snow Hill with the financial means at our disposal. Yet we must be prepared to make adjustments when necessary to meet our obligations responsibly. And we have world events going on, such as tariffs. We also have a conflict in the Middle East, and we never quite know prices of items. As you go to the grocery store, you do your daily shopping, you know that the prices are quite high at this point. Water and sewer rates. Of primary importance continues to be the public health of our population and the surrounding environment as influenced by the performance of our water, wells, and wastewater treatment system. So guiding my actions was a personal commitment to avoid raising the property tax rate while acknowledging that adjustments to our water and sewer rates would probably be likely. No one can forget the impact of water and sewer rate studies performed recently by ZERCAP, which indicated the town was on an unsustainable path to budget crisis by adhering to artificially low water and sewer rates over a period of time. The cost of providing these essential services were not being covered by the revenue we produced. So as a result, the mayor and council decided to begin to bring the budget into balance by raising the rates, knowing full well there would be a structural deficit, which would require similar rate adjustments over the next several years. So while the current budget was constructed with moderate or modest increases in both water and sewer rates, no such adjustments are proposed for the coming fiscal year. And I'll tell you why. Because the rates and the rate structure has not been fully studied. And we will need another ZERCAP study to make sure that everything is going as planned. And if it's not, we're going to have to go back to adjusting those rates. While the rates for fiscal year 2027 will remain constant, we will return to ZERCAP and ask for an updated study to determine exactly what we will need to focus in subsequent budgets. Okay, property taxes. In the coming year, revenue property taxes are projected to increase by a mere 3% as opposed to the 7% tax revenue boost expected in the current budget. While the slight increase in property tax revenue presented a significant challenge in addressing our needs, which we were hoping for, my budget proposal provides no increase in the existing property rate tax of 0.9375 per $100 assessed value. For your information, every penny on the property tax rate yields $16,081 in revenue. But I am proposing for the first time in more than 20 years a slight bump in the corporate personnel property tax rate to $2 per $100 assessed value and a utility tax rate of $2.40 per $100 assessed value. The revenue produced by this action is comparably small at $22,000, but it certainly helps to balance the budget in a fiscally responsible way. Okay, we're going to the police now. I'm pleased to report that our effort to short recruitment and retention of our police officers with the provision of LEOP's retirement plan is paying off. However, the stress of remaining competitive with neighboring police agencies in the area of salary and other benefits remains a constant concern. I am proposing a general salary increase on salaries based on planned steps and promotions that includes a 2.8% cost of living adjustment, a COLA, for all town employees with additional 2.2% where applicable in an effort to support our outstanding employees as they face a sharp rise in the cost of living. Fire and ambulance. Last year, we went up for the fire and ambulance service, increased by $10,000, and this budget continues the same level of funding at $185,000. We continue to face significant financial challenges from conditions common to many small rural towns. We have aging and deteriorating public infrastructure that has not been adequately maintained due to lack of adequate funding. We have loss of residents because of a lack of commercial amenities and job opportunities and a tax base comprised of older homes, many of which are not adequately maintained because they are rental properties where the priority is generating income rather than pride of ownership. So despite these conditions in the operating environment, I am pleased to present a balanced budget that maintains the quality services Snow Hill residents demand and an unrestricted general fund balance that exceeds 10% of revenues, which is a minimum level recommended by government finance officers of America. That's the GFOA. This proposed budget continues the capital improvement plan and budget with updates that focus on long-term investments that will improve the quality of life for residents by upgrading town sewer and water systems, streets, parks, and buildings, as well as generating operational efficiencies for town staff with new equipment and machinery. Okay, so the overall budget highlights for fiscal year 2027. Okay, let me just go over a couple of these. We have a continuation of a dedicated line item for in-house legal services. And in the narrative, there are the amounts for all the departments. We have a continuation of a dedicated fund of $100,000 in the capital improvements budget and $100,000 in matching funds for wastewater projects to be used as a local match for grants that may be awarded. Continuing support both in personnel and structural maintenance for Julia A. Purnell Museum by adding the museum assistant director to the job description of accounts payable clerk to Ron Lewis. We have a hands-on connection to the daily operations of the museum, which will help prevent a repeat of recent crimes involving the former museum director. And the town manager, Rick Pollock, has also become a voting member and also of the museum board, and a stronger link between the museum board and the town. Okay, and revenues supporting the general operating budget are expected to come in at $4,339,852, which includes reimbursements from water and sewer for salaries and support, as well as LEOPS funding from prior years' budgets to apply to future years for an increase of a little over $35,716 over budgeted revenue for fiscal year 2026. And due to budget planning with a conservative approach to revenue forecasting and tight control over budgeted expenses, we've been able to establish a healthy reserve account for revenues exceeding expenditures over time. So in fact, the recently completed audited budget from fiscal year 2025 again indicated some $279,355 in income over expenses that includes the LEOPS funding balance. So we are getting some money from the county, and this comes from the table games at Ocean Downs, which are dedicated to public infrastructure projects. We have also asked the commissioners for support for a new plan for basketball courts that would involve the County Board of Ed in a new partnership similar to the one developed by the County Board of Education in Pocomoke City. For that effort, we have requested the commissioner's consideration of an additional $300,000 in funding for quality new basketball multi-use courts at Snow Hill Middle School. Additionally, for the second time, we requested the county commissioners consider a couple other things, and one is for a modest $110,000 to pay for installing new sidewalks along Morris Street from West Market Street all the way to Colburn Lane to better protect our pedestrian school children as they make their way to school. And we intend to supplement any county contribution with grant applications to the state Safe Routes to School program located within the Department of Transportation. We've also asked for additional county support for the Bank Street Promenade project after suffering a nearly 50% cut in state grant earmarked for warfare. The total requested budget contribution of the county of all items comes to just over $1 million. Okay, revenue from state income taxes projected to increase slightly this year to $281,221. General fund interest income continues to contribute to our revenue stream banks, thanks to an effort we took several years ago when we offered our local banks an opportunity to compete with the Maryland Local Government Investment Pool to provide higher returns on our investments. And so I just want to kind of conclude with a couple things. We've got, well, let me go over our multiple public work sessions, and I talked about that in presentations. The mayor proposed and the council adopted heavy increases in basic water and sewer rates. I am not doing that this year until we get a new study, as I said, from ZERCAP. And I wanted to tell you that the town's public water system, as I said in the state of the town, is operating at 100% with all 3 wells working. And there's an establishment of a 5-year capital improvement plan and associated capital improvements. Budget is beginning to bring to fruition many large projects. And starting in 2021, the purchase of vehicles and large machinery, water and sewer equipment, public improvements and infrastructure projects were moved to the new capital improvement budget. Okay, so to finally end this up, I just want to say that with the leadership of finance department in their capacity of directing this town in the right direction with a clean audit, no blemishes, the citizens are justified in having the highest confidence that our tax dollars are being managed expertly and efficiently by town government. This proposal, this fiscal year 2027 represents a practical and realistic attempt to continue a high quality level of fundamental government services efficiently and with no increase in property taxes or utility fees. The staff has done an exceptional job in adopting new technologies, working smarter, and cross-training to preserve the quality service that make Snow Hill a great place to live, work, and play. And again, the department heads, I congratulate you for all your hard work in presenting an amazing request and working with the town in every way possible. I also want to thank Administrative Coordinator Candace Ringaneri, compiling all these documents. This takes time, a lot of work on that. And so now the budget is in the hands of the town council. You're welcome to schedule your public sessions to review the proposed budget and consider adjustments you think prudent. Finance staff will be available, and we will start with the finance department answering all your questions. They will even take back questions to the department heads, and if you need to bring in a department head, once we have gone through all that process, then you are certainly welcome to do that. These are the dates. The public hearing has been scheduled for Tuesday, April 28th at 5 p.m. at the County Commissioners Alternate Meeting Room, which is here in the Government Office Building. The budget ordinance must be presented for first reader on April the 14th, regular meeting of mayor and council with the second reader and adoption usually to follow at the regular May meeting scheduled for May 12th. So I look forward to meeting with town council in the next several weeks to bring this budget to reality. Okay. All right, so can we get a picture?
Yeah.
With them with the notebooks? Okay, do that now. And then we'll come back and work on our dates.
Another picture?
Well, some of these photos have been taken.
I'm trying.
Hold on this. Okay. All right, just scoot in a little bit here.
Yeah. Alrighty. Smiles. We're good.
Oh, you got your camera?
Oh, I got the camera.
Okay. Great. All right. Okay, get the calendars out. I will be out of town the first week of April. If you guys can meet still. You want to. So. If you guys have dates you want to start with?
We used the March 31st work session.
Okay, March 31st.
We've got a pretty full regular, or special meeting agenda that night. We've got the second reader for the firehouse purchase. We've got some things were postponed from the last meeting, in the way of presentations. It's kind of a lengthy agenda, but if you want to do that, your call.
So what's gonna be on that agenda?
I don't have it with me. I know there's the second reader for the firehouse sale. There's a public hearing on the Willow Street property offer from Preston Reed.
Public hearing for Arts and Entertainment District.
Entertainment District public hearing. There's a resolution for the Arts and Entertainment redesignation application. There's the presentations that we didn't do earlier this month. One of them is kind of time sensitive because it's proclaiming March as
Oh, yeah.
Women's History Month.
Yeah, Women's History Month.
And then we've got a citizen spotlight.
Spotlight.
And other recognition that,
So we missed that. I was sick and I didn't want to do it.
so we've got all those on the agenda. We're actually billing it as a special meeting as opposed to a work session.
The oaths, like what you're saying,
Okay.
the oath of office.
Oath of
Of
office,
office,
yeah,
both
for
of
the
you
individual.
approved last time.
right.
And that's still starting at 5.
Yes.
Yes.
About April 7th.
I will not be here, but you guys can do that. Yeah, April 7th would be. I don't know. It's up to you.
I'm available. For Saturday.
Okay. So you want to do April 7th? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time? 5?
5 o'clock.
So it's a
Okay.
regular work session.
Right,
So
regular
you would-
work session.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
just add it to your
Just to add it.
agenda. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The first reader's on the 14th.
Yes.
So
Now, the first reader is just put it on the table. There's doesn't need to be any discussion or any decisions made. It's just basically like any ordinance.
yeah,
Just put it on the table. So ideally, you would be prepared to go forward by the second Tuesday of May.
okay.
But you can go over to the second Tuesday.
Mhm.
Well, we need to decide on the tax rate before the end of May, because that goes to the county commissioners, because they do our tax billing. So what is the date they need?
May 22nd.
May
May
22nd.
22nd.
We'll have to at least have a decision on the tax rate. Of course, the mayor's not proposing any increase in the tax rate.
You could do a work session on the 14th before the town meeting if you wanted to do like a 5:30 or 6. Done that in the past.
I can do 5:30.
14th. Margaret, are you available? You know?
And what is the building for the 13th date? What is that? What do we call it? The 13th, May the 13th, right?
It's the 12th would be the,
Pardon?
Yeah, May 12th is the
12th.
regular meeting for
Right. Well,
second
Did
Tuesday.
I hear, did I hear,
No, sir.
did I hear a 13th?
No, sir.
No, okay.
No, you heard the 14th. You said 5:30? Are you available, Mr. Lee?
I'm not hearing, I'm hearing something.
The 14th,
For the 14th,
April the 14th at 5:30. It's usually a 7 o'clock town meeting. But are you available for a special meeting on the 14th?
either this thing is messed up or it's,
You're looking at May, you're looking at May, we're still in April.
all right, Buster. Okay. That makes a difference. Okay. So rather than the 7 o'clock, we'll change it to 5:30.
you still will have the 7 PM.
We'll still have the 7.
You're just adding what I understand has been
Yeah.
proposed is to add a work session at 5:30 and then have the town meeting at 7.
And that one, we will want to be mindful of what department, because we don't want it to go probably going without. April 21st, it would have to be later. It would have to be at 6, because this room is being used. But we still could do it.
I
But
can
if
just-
we're
Do you want-
asking,
Do it at Town Hall Annex. You can do it at Town Hall Annex. if you
Yeah.
want to.
I would propose anything outside of regular sessions, if you guys want to schedule that, is to look at the town hall annex.
It's hard to schedule. Here.
So Ed, what did you say about April 21st, please?
That one, we still can do it, but, I would have an obligation until 6 o'clock.
I can do 6.
Is the town hall annex acceptable? Okay,
Okay, so now what was just decided, please?
So it's recorded too?
right.
So is that what we're saying for all these town annex is fine?
Except for the April 14th one, which would be the 5:30.
That will be here.
That'll be here.
Yeah,
And the 7th will be
and
here
the
too.
7th. Anything that's regularly scheduled work session or town meeting for us is okay here, but the rest can be at the town hall.
I want to go back to the 21st. I'm not clear.
So what's been proposed is 6 PM at the town hall annex on April 21st. Do you want to do that like 6:30? Do you think 6? Schedule to start at 6?
I can be there at 6.
Okay.
I just say do the whole month of April and then maybe we could email and decide which departments.
Because April 28th is just another work session.
Yes.
5, so.
And that's the public hearing the same night, so it's hard to tell whether you'll have much time on that or not.
When's the time of public hearing?
Starts at 5.
5.
You could open with the public hearing and then go right into a work session afterwards.
Okay.
You know, depending on what kind of response you get for the hearing.
And that'll be due.
Yeah. Do it after public hearing.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be issues. Outpouring.
And then if you want to look at May at all, we do have the 6th reserved for a work session here. Since the 5th is the election, the room is reserved for a regular work session on the 6th.
On the 6th.
Yeah.
And that's the interfere with your.
Do we have?
You got academy.
Yeah.
thing that
Citizens
night.
Academy. We have Citizens Academy.
It starts at 6.
That starts at 6.
On the number of days we have. So
What is that Thursday? Could we switch it to that Thursday?
the 7th.
Do we have anything on the 7th? In the evening?
I don't know. I'd have to check the availability of the room. Right now, the room, we
Well, we can
submitted
go-
the request for the regular work session on the 6th due to the election being on the 5th.
Do we
And-
have anything, any commissions on the first Thursday of the month?
That does.
So we could go to the town hall annex on the 7th, if you guys want to do that. Or you can go,
So what's the decision there? What's the decision on?
On May, I don't know.
Hey, Gordon,
I don't know what's been decided.
The town annex.
Um, Can I do 5:30?
Yeah.
I have not marked myself for school or the spring, so I better do
Yeah,
that
you have a
right
lot, yeah, you have a lot going on. It's spring,
and what?
And May's
5:30?
crazy. Okay.
so May 7th at 5:30
At 5.
at Town Hall Annex.
I have more, no.
Is that what she just said?
Yes, sir. May 7th at 5:30.
For now.
I think 5 would be pretty good. I mean, it could, even if we don't keep them, at least we already have them. The dates blocked out, but we all know we can agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
On the 7th is
Is the
5.
second, yes.
5. Yeah.
I missed the date. I got the 7th, 13th, 21st of April,
28.
the 28th too.
After the public hearing.
I'll send out the schedule. I'll send out a timeline for
Oh,
you guys to
good.
put in your
Great,
binder.
thank you. Thank you for that.
Electronic one. 5. As if I have them all written down right, I think we did 6 the last year. So we're.
It was like 9.
9 last year.
9.
I know, I think we had a couple,
What,
I think we had a couple,
So I missed a
a
couple.
couple every week,
Yeah. There were 9 meetings in April.
9 meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah, I didn't write them all down.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, I missed
Good.
4.
Okay, I can. All right, comments from the public? I don't think we have any.
There were none.
We're done. Announcements from town council. Who wants to start?
Good.
You good? Mr. Lee, good? Councilperson Fletcher.
You went over the egg hunt. The oyster roast in your presentation.
Yeah, we got lots of that. Good? And I don't have any more announcements than I already know. Dates and, except for tomorrow night. Mr. Pollock.
Could I share a bit of good news?
Yes.
Just came up this afternoon. I heard from, Mr. Pickford, our real estate agent with the Firehouse. He says that the prospective purchaser of the Firehouse has completed their inventory. Still want to go through with the, purchase of the Firehouse. So as you know, as I mentioned, we're down for the second reader next week at the meeting. The ordinance will take effect 20 days after, and I believe settlement has been scheduled for mid to later in April. So everything seems to be on track for that.
Okay. All right, good news. More good news.
We better get that light off. So the town not paying no more.
Yes, we don't want that to happen. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a second?
I say,
All in favor, say aye.
bye.
Please. Thank you all.